And I'm proud of how hard our offense played as well. It obviously wasn't efficient enough, wasn't good enough. I feel bad for Troy being thrown into his first start and having to deal with winds that were tough. I mean, it's hard enough being a brand new quarterback against a really good defense, and then those conditions. But we just got to get better and more efficient on offense. I mean, that's going to be the tremendous urgency around here. We got to be able to take a step and play better offense. Proud of Shaq, help us out there. He was a football player, and as you know, he can play whatever you need him to play. Thought Deontay Cooper ran hard, did a nice job, and proud of how he stepped up as well.
What's your plan for Troy coming in, and how much do the conditions play into that?
Well, yeah, we really, I think the wind kind of surprised us a little bit. We started hearing about these wind reports maybe late last night or so. Thought it might rain a little bit. We played the rain. I think these guys can handle and deal with that. But that wind was hard. I mean, it was hard. You're going against a really good defense anyways, first and foremost, and then to have to deal with that was obviously too much. It was a little bit too much for our kicking game. I thought that they executed their kicking game in the wind better than we did. There's no excuses. It was what it is. They had to play it too, and they did a better job in it than we did.
Did you feel an additional hesitancy at times from Williams on throws because of the wind, trying to gauge it, not necessarily knowing how it's going to play?
Yeah. We just did not try to throw much downfield, and really when we did the one time, it's when we just getting the ball out, and I couldn't see if the routes were open or not, but when he got hit and fumbled. But yeah, that was something we kept wanting to take shots downfield, but we just didn't feel like the ball would stay on course at all, and so we kind of threw some shorter passes and had some minimal success there.
The way that you guys ran the ball on the drive where you got the field goal, just kept feeding it to Shaq.
Yeah.
Why was it so hard to get that going?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know. It's always when you sit there from the stands and from the sideline and go, it doesn't appear that hard. I mean, what's going on here that hadn't been going on all game? And so we'll put that tape on and figure that out. They got to do a little bit of a rhythm. I think the backs are, we got Arizona State on their heels a little bit. It was good. We got a little tempo going, but I just know our run game needs to be more effective and efficient for us to do what we need to do on offense, which is score more points.
Chris, how do you assess your team now? You're 1-3 in Pac-10, you're 5-3 overall. Going forward, what do you think this team kind of fits in the Pac-12, and how good, what its chances are going forward?
I don't know where we fit. I mean, I really don't. I think every game is going to be like this. I really do, in terms of just a hard-fought game. I think our defense is, played pretty well most of the time. We just got to get better on offense. I mean, that right now is where we're not good enough, and we can get better, and we will.
Do you expect Siler to start next week?
Yeah, Siler should be back, and we don't want a guy to have to lose his position to an injury. That's not the right thing. But I think it's good to get Troy the reps that he got today, even in really tough conditions. I think he'll feel better about himself and have learned a lot as we move forward with that whole thing.
So was Siler unavailable tonight?
No, he was available. He just hadn't practiced a whole lot. We just didn't think that would be right or fair to Siler or really the other guys as well. I mean, Troy practiced well all week, and he can do some things. I mean, it's just it's hard to, you can't see him with that wind. That really handcuffed us hard. And so, like I said, when I started this, playing against a good defense, first start, and you throw the wind in there, that's tough on anybody.
And are Levon and Dwayne close to being back? Or?
Yeah, I think that Levon, had we not had Shaq, I think he could play, and even Dwayne maybe if we really had to have him. And both those guys did practice all week. We don't get our guys a whole bunch in practice, but I think Coop and Shaq were a good 1-2 punch, and we'll get those other kids healthy and get them going.
Any word on Trevor Walker? He was on the sideline with crutches.
I think it's never good when the guy doesn't return to the game, but I don't have the specifics on that yet.
Chris, when
John had pick six. What was the feeling on the sidelines at that point?
I think everybody felt great. I mean, even though we weren't doing anything on offense, I mean, somebody needed to spark us, you know, whether it's John Ross on a kickoff return, John Tebow on an interception. I mean, it was awesome. I mean, I think the kids really felt like we were going to win the game, and you know, we just weren't efficient enough. I mean, you're playing a really good team, and you know, we're just not efficient enough yet on offense to do what we need to do. You know, we show flashes. You guys saw the drive or whatever, and it's frustrating to us all why that can't show up more.
What was the thought on that third down toss on that when you were down at the 2-yard line?
Yeah, it's a play we worked on quite a bit. We'll have to put the tape on and see exactly what happened. I know that was ugly, and you know, but we felt comfortable that we were going to be able to get something done and get the edge and get him out in space, and away we go. They may have overloaded that side. I don't know how we weren't anticipating, but I can't answer that until I really look at the tape.
And Ross, did you get any sense on the kickoff return? Did you get a feel for whether that was
I know that I'm pretty calm with the guy that called the penalty. It might have been on another guy, but the one they said it was, I don't think he was blocking anybody. And I even asked him, I said, is that you? And he goes, no, I wasn't blocking anybody. I mean, he wasn't really even doing his job. So I don't know, it might have been another guy, but I didn't see anything.
In terms of the tape, now that you have some film of Troy in a game, and then you've already had Jeff and Siler, how much does that help you going forward to have game tape of all three of those guys in terms of next year and just long term? How much does that help you?
Well, yeah. I mean, this game tape's a little bit tough to analyze, you know, just these conditions. But I do think that the experience that he got out there, just being out there, I do think that helps him and helps us down the road as well.